It's Cindy's choice to be brave and to make a difference. Cindy here. And thank you. Thank you for being here. And I am super excited to jump right in because I have some very special guests on Cindy's Choice today. And I've got Scott and Todd, but you might better know them as Smith and Wesley. Hey, guys.
Hey, how's everybody doing?
Really, really good. I'm really excited. That's what I'm known for. I get excited. And you guys are coming to town pretty soon. That's why I'm getting to connect with you to play a concert at Boyd Speedway. And that is so exciting. I'm so excited about that. But I'm super excited to get to know a little bit more about y'all, because I love that land of y'all thing. And I want to get more into that. But first, let's find out a little bit more about Smith and Wesley. So, you guys are your genre, is country artist,
Absolutely. Yes, it is. Absolutely.
and you're brothers, right?
We are brothers.
Well, I'm curious about a couple of things. I'm very interested in the name because you're Scott and Todd. The name is Smith. You're Scott and Todd Smith, right?
That's correct.
So I love the name Smith and Wesley. So how did that come about?
Well, first of all, you got it right and didn't say Smith and Wesson, which we have dealt with many,
Bang
many
bang.
times. Yeah. And Texas would understand that as well, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But we had a band called Brody Johnson Band, and Todd, had his separate career with a solo artist, and he had another group that he played with. But we got to where our dad was in some bad health, and Todd would come home to see Dad. And also I would say, well, hey, you're here in town. And Dad would always come to watch me play and sing. And so I said, why don't you jump on stage and, sing some of that harmony and play. So he started coming in. So everyone just started saying, wow, y'all are really good together. It's that family harmony that Todd will probably talk about. And then eventually we decided, I said, well, hey, I'm going to, go to Nashville. And our dad was like, hey, you need to go to Nashville and record an album. You sound just as good as what I'm hearing on the radio, if not better. So I told Todd, I said, hey, I'm going to record an album. Do you want to record it, with us? And he was like, sure. So he had some songs. I had some songs. We went to Nashville and with Shane Hill, and we recorded our first album under Brody Johnson. Well, it had not even just about to be released. We had the opportunity to play for Nathan Deal, governor of Georgia at the time's inauguration, with Alan Jackson. We were going to open up for Alan Jackson. And so it was there when we had just recorded the new album, was about to release it, as an independent artist there, that we were approached and people said, wow, who are you? I mean, why haven't we heard of you? And we said, well, we're kind of brand new, we both the same music.
Yeah, you're opening for Alan Jackson at the inauguration. Yeah. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, there you go. And they said, well, here's what I would like for y'all to be a duo. Y'all are brothers. I love that brother harmony. Y'all need to think about changing your name. Well, that show that we played with Alan Jackson was the last show our dad saw us play, because he passed away about a couple weeks after that. And his name was Wesley Smith. And Todd will tell you Todd got the family name. He's the oldest. So we said naturally they were going to sign us to a deal. So we named the band Smith and Wesley to honor Dad, because he always supported the music. So that's where the name came from.
Oh, so y'all are really, oh gosh, y'all are really a trio. I mean, that's awesome. That's amazing. I love that. And that's why I love doing this. I love getting those whys and those stories behind the stories, so to speak. So I love that beginning. So like Scott, let's start with you. You kind of were guided that direction. So, but how did it all begin with the two of you? Like, where did you first get an inclination that you wanted to be in music? And then you, Todd, like separately, how did y'all get in that direction? Were you born with it? When did that start?
Well, at an early age for both of us, we started, Mom and Dad, Todd usually tells this story, but Mom and Dad cut a deal early on that Mom wanted us to take piano lessons. And so, Dad was all about sports. So they cut a deal that said Mom said they can play sports as long as they take piano lessons. So that was the deal. We had to take piano lessons, and I'm so thankful that that did happen, because that kind of
Smart
gave us
mama.
the
Yeah.
theory and background for the music. Todd later, instead of piano, went and did some voice lessons, but that's where our background came from. And then later on, it got to where I played a lot of bluegrass, so I played with a lot of guys during the week and played bluegrass. And Todd and I have always played music together. We sang in youth group at church together, and that's really where Mom made us go every Wednesday to the children's church choir at church, and we would travel around to other churches and sing. And so we've had music pretty much our whole life.
But now, Todd, both of y'all play the guitar, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
And that's interesting.
I play. We both play guitar. I also play harmonica. Scott plays more instruments than I do. He plays the mandolin, and so he's of course the bluegrass. We both love bluegrass, but I'm playing the rhythm guitar when he's usually on the mandolin playing.
This is awesome. And I have not seen you. Of course, I went right online and started listening to your music, and I just love it. But I am more excited than ever about hearing you guys live, because you're homeboys around here in the Chattanooga, North Georgia, the Tennessee, North Georgia area, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's correct.
For sure.
So where are y'all from? Todd, you
Actually
start.
Ringgold.
Oh, okay. Oh my goodness.
So see, I'm always do this whenever we do any kind of interviews, radio interviews, because we're always being put on the spot. So now I'm going to put you, Cindy, on the spot. So do you know? I'm going to give you two choices, two legends, country legends that were married in Ringgold, Georgia.
Oh wow. Okay. I'm not from here, Todd. That's not fair.
Well, I'll cut you
but two country legends.
He'll give you a hint.
No, wait. Two country legends that were married in Ringgold, Georgia.
Not to each other, separately.
Oh.
One is still living. One is going on to see the man upstairs.
Oh wow. I cannot even imagine.
Dolly Parton and George Jones were both married in Ringgold, Georgia.
No way.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh my gosh. That is just incredible, because I feel the magic of Dolly already. The stadium is anointed.
I don't know if this is true, but supposedly on her anniversary, her and her husband drive back in disguises, because
right.
Dolly's he's recognizable, and so supposedly around their anniversary they drive back to Ringgold just to see things.
Oh, no, I was just talking to my assistant, Brett. We're just counting on, she's from this area, and we're in Knoxville a lot. And she's the Nashville's like, no, we know we're going to cross paths with her. We're just we're believing for that big time. So you just gave us that much more hope with that. No, yeah. I love this, you guys. And I just love, that's the kind of stuff that, I love that these types of platforms allow for. But there's something else I'm curious about, because I did my first kind of, real fast kind of online research. The horseshoe, is that's something I don't know if I just threw out your material and so forth. Is there any kind of significant meeting with the horseshoe, or is that just something you like?
No, the horseshoe is what I had for a logo with the Brody Johnson band.
Okay.
And so whenever we changed to a duo in Smith and Wesley, we're sentimental about, of course, we're sentimental about our father. We're sentimental about, our history, being from the South, sentimental about everything. And so that was not to just drop Brody Johnson band completely. We still wanted a piece of that, because that's where it all started. So we brought that piece of the logo from Brody Johnson and kind of married it with the Smith and Wesley.
Mm-hmm. That's awesome. It looked like there was something pretty significant there. And I just love that, pieces of your dad, pieces of the whole band. It really is very, very special, what y'all done, because what's really special is, again, I'm doing my little online research, and I see that you guys, let me see if I get this right, Music Rose 2020 Independent Artist of the Year.
Yep.
That's correct. Yeah, and that's based off of the Music Row stations on the independent artists that had the most spins in the year. So that was against every other independent artist in the whole nation or the world, I guess, at that time,
Yeah.
that we had the most spins.
So when our music is being played on radio, when we're on the charts, whether now it's Billboard, Indicator, or Music Row, normally our songs are being played next to all the major label, major artists. In fact, there was one year, and I forget which single it was, we were next to, it was Kane Brown, Lauren Elena, and Smith and Wesley, all three from the Chattanooga area on the chart right next to each other, which I thought was pretty cool.
That's incredible. No, that's like so amazing. I mean, y'all, that's a big deal. That's like, and I'm still kind of stuck back there with opening for Alan Jackson. I'm like, hey, you could tell they were on their way really, really fast. And again, like this is cool because, you know, this is the Cindy's Choice platform. Cindy's Choice also produces the Boyd Speedway platform. So y'all will be doing another conversation with Larry Dismukes, he's part of the ownership and partnership over there and the general manager. So I'm like more like floored than ever to actually get to see you guys live. But I'm going to tell y'all, you know, I'm a media partner with them, and we had John Schneider at the first race singing the national anthem. And I'm kind of like, Larry, you know, that's a big start. How are you going to follow that? And I'm telling you, it looks like he did really good because you guys are just the ones to get to follow a performance like that. So we are just super excited about seeing y'all there. Now you have a relationship. You mentioned Shane Hill, I think. So is that your management?
No, Shane is the one that produced the album. He's produced.
Okay.
We've had 3 albums now. Shane Hill's produced all of them. Shane is also the lead guitar player for Sawyer Brown. And Shane, since our very first, has always gotten who Scott and I are, because we, you know, if you listen to our songs, you really listen to it, you'll see that our harmonies are front forward. You know, a lot of times you'll be somebody singing with a harmony in the background, but not for us. And not only, and then it's only in the chorus. But if you listen to our songs, even in the verses, in and out are the harmonies, and it's the family harmony. And we just grew up listening to country music and of course Southern rock as well. But some of our, you know, and we met him one time, was Larry Gatlin. Larry Gatlin and Gatlin
Oh
Brothers.
my. Oh. Sorry, I'm like a huge fan. I used to go see the Gatlin boys all the time. So
yeah, and
yeah, that's a good story about Larry Gatlin. If we have time, Todd,
we can tell you our story about Larry Gatlin if you want, but it's those kind of things when you listen to our music, and so Shane got us, and then a few years ago we hooked up. We knew Cody from when he was with Confederate Railroad, and our cousin
Cody McCarver, you're referencing, right?
Right. And our cousin is Danny Shirley, lead singer for
and that always amazes me when all that kind of that network connect, when you know, when you realize like who's supporting and helping who, and it's an incredible network.
And so Cody is really well known throughout, just on his own when he left. Of course, now he does Outlaw Gospel, which is, if you haven't heard that, you really should. It's great. And in fact, he and John Schneider were up for, did they hit number 1 on the chart, I think, Scott? Were there These Hands?
These Hands will hit number 1, yes.
Yeah, and so, but anyway, so Cody's our manager now, and he does his own stuff too. And Cody gets us too. He's this last album was Greetings from the Land of Y'all. He and Shane, and they really did a great job pulling out, you know, things of what we can and can't do. Sometimes, you know, Scott accuses me of writing the tender songs, if you will.
The what songs? I'm sorry.
The tender songs.
Yeah.
And so, but Scott thinks he can't sing the tender songs because he likes to write the rough and rowdy songs or the faster up tempo songs. But once Shane and myself and Cody get him in there, it's pulling it out of you to sing it the right way you want it. You need to sing it, but it's also having the confidence that Cody and Shane have in us to sing certain things certain ways. And so we're really pleased with this new album, Greetings from the Land of Y'all. There's some old school country stuff in there. There's some stuff you would hear Vern Gosdin singing, and there's some new stuff. The single that just came out last week, "Under It With You Tonight," Scott and I wrote with a buddy of ours, Evan Kennedy from the area, and it's from what we're hearing, getting back from our promotion team, it's going straight up, to the top.
Well, we just released it, and it was in the top 5 most downloaded tracks off of Play MPE, which is what you load it to. That radio will find it, and oddly enough, we were talking about Lauren Elena. Lauren Elena, out of all the artists, us and Lauren Elena were both part of the top 5 downloads.
For,
oh my goodness, y'all!
Yeah, the rest of them were major label artists. So
and this is your newest album, "The Land of Y'all."
Greetings from the land of
Greetings
y'all.
from the land of y'all. No, but the y'all thing, I mean, that just yeah, that's so good, y'all. Y'all, that's so good, y'all, because it just encompasses y'all. It's like it's everything. You get it immediately. That us down here, that live in the land of y'all, we get that, and that's amazing. And the lyrics, and what you said about kind of the voice forward, it's like I was liking that, listening to you. I wasn't like identifying that specifically, that's what was appealing, but I like that we can hear y'all in your harmony up front and hear the lyrics. Yet, it's great music too. But that's something you kind of, if you're not an artist, you're not really recognizing what it is that's so appealing. But I love that about what I've gotten to listen to.
It's like a comfortable pair of blue jeans or boots that you have. It really is. It's you don't realize, but all of a sudden you're singing along with the song. Well,
yes.
The harmonies in those songs, a lot of times, aside from the lyrics and the hooks and the choruses, that part of it gets you to sing along with the songs, whether you're in your car or wherever you might be.
Well, I guess the only thing that's regrettable about Land of Y'all is Todd and I either wrote or co-wrote all the songs, on the first album, second album, and the third album. Once we started getting known, you start getting tons of songs from folks. So we picked some songs. We wrote a third of the songs are from Bernie Nelson, and who has ties to Confederate Railroad too. He wrote, Daddy Wasn't the Cadillac Kind, and some other, and then also Jacob Lyda. But Todd and I are just upset, since we've always used, we're from the land of y'all, that we didn't write that song.
That's so, but how about y'all write a third of your songs?
We've written all of the songs, basically co-wrote, but this album we chose to only have a third and took some other artist songs too.
Well, I mean, that's so incredible when you got that, you both have incredible voices, then your brother. So you got that family harmony, and you're talented with instruments. And then you're also talented at writing. And like some of us are like, hey, y'all, you've got it all, y'all.
and I think, one thing with that when people say you're an artist, I think Todd and I prefer singer-songwriter. But I think that has, to me, is a different category than an artist. I mean, and there's a lot of great artists that go out and just sing everybody else's song, and the writers get a bunch of mailbox money. And but we like the whole package, and we love the writing aspect of it too.
Right, and there's an authenticity when you write the songs you sing that is just there, that you just can't get when it doesn't come from you. And I think authenticity is more appealing than ever. I think people are drawn to that more than ever. And I think that's a lot. Your talent is awesome, but that authenticity is a lot what brings people in and creates your popularity.
And I would probably say, first, we're singer-songwriters. Second, we would probably prefer to be known as entertainers, because we love playing live and we love performing. And then third, we would be artists. But we really strive to put on, a full show, and strive for what you hear at our shows is, about as close, without being in a studio, of what you're going to hear on the CDs.
And we are so excited to be able to get to see you guys perform. And y'all listening, y'all go the Boyd Speedway podcast, produced by Cindy's Choice. And Larry Dismukes is going to dig in a lot deeper with these guys on that event. some of the things that they do. But hey, can we get that Larry's story in there really quick?
Sure. So we were at an event in Nashville at John Rich's place called Mount Richmore, he calls it, and so his private plane was late getting in, and they knew Scott and I just happened to be. We were there, and that following week, it was a weekend we did. The following week, we were going to go record a song. And so they knew we were playing. So they said, "Hey, can you go up and go on stage and just sing, buy time until John Rich gets here?" And we're like, "Sure." And so we get down, we sing our song, and then we come down. As we're coming down, you couldn't see me here. "Hey, come here." And we go behind the curtain, and it's Larry Gatlin.
Oh my!
And he goes, "Y'all are brothers, aren't you?" And we're like, "Well, first of all, I could hardly talk."
Right.
Larry Gatlin. And he was, we were like, "Yeah." He goes, "I knew it." He goes, you can't deny that family harmony." He goes, "I know."
He should know. He should know. Exactly. No, I used to get to see him like in the 80s, and so like at the Fairmont in Dallas. That I was living in Dallas. Every concert, every opportunity we got to go see the Gatlin brothers, we were there. I mean, so
later that night, after everybody was gone, we were on John Rich's back porch, and we were sitting there talking to Larry Gatlin, and we got to talking to him about his songs, and he was telling us old stories, and we'd ask him questions. And so one of the songs that Scott and I always do when we're at the cabin, when it gets around midnight time, we always do a midnight gospel hour time. We go from gospel song to another, just playing. And one we always do at midnight, if we try, is called the Midnight Choir. And I don't know if you recall that one. And so we were asking him about it, and he said, "Man," he goes, "don't bring that up." He goes, "That song about got me shot out of town." Because it's about, if you listen to the words, "Will they have Bogan David in heaven? If it don't, dear Lord, who wants to go y'all?" All this stuff. We do it because the harmonies are so rich. They go into an a cappella part. And so we always sang it. And so before we were leaving, he told us, because he told us the whole story. He couldn't really believe that we knew that song. And so we were about to leave, and our dad was getting in bad health at that point in time. So we said, "Well, would you just shoot a video here on our phone? Just say, 'Hey, Wes, here with you boys. Glad to see you. You keep on, keep the faith.'" And he goes, "I'll do you one better. We're going to sing the chorus to Midnight Choir." So Scott and I get this body guy there, and we go and he sings the lead, and Scott and I sing the harmony for the chorus for Midnight Choir, which was to us was
that's incredible. I've got like full chills just thinking about like not even getting to hear that.
What happened to us? Period.
We were Gatlin brothers for a few minutes.
That I was in close proximity a few times, but I don't know what I would have done. I like I said, I'd have been like you. I would have been speechless. Yeah. But hey, we get to be in close proximity with you guys for too long, and we're super, super excited about that. I have a live radio show here in the Chattanooga area, WGOW. I'll be giving you guys lots of shout outs because I know no one's going to want to miss this performance at Boyd Speedway. So it's hard to end it with you guys. You guys are great. We've so enjoyed this conversation. And again, tune in to the Boyd Speedway podcast that's produced by Cindy's Choice, and hear Larry's conversation with these guys. Thank you so much, Scott and Todd. We look forward to seeing you soon. And thank you.
We enjoyed it. Thank you.
Thank you.